That's not too bad, is it?
It's not so bad.
Not so bad. Scott Leisure. Still trying to see if we get up here on Instagram. Scott Leisure. We might not have the gram. We'll get it up. We'll get it up. Jackie Selby, informed opinion on a Thursday. And that, my friends, was our wonderful, wonderful friend, Mike Maurer.
Yes. What's wrong with my... Oh, it was my let's see, reflection off my glasses. All right, listen. We have a new supporter.
Ooh, do tell.
His name is Chuck Ocelli.
Okay.
And I will be giving him props during the podcast because he turned me on. I was listening to his podcast. It's called the Ocelli Effect.
Ooh, spooky.
He's got a really great gravelly voice. Anyways, I invited him to come on here sometime. He's really got a great, successful podcast. And he talked about some great stuff. So I'll tell you about that soon. Anyway,
excited.
Hey to Chuck.
Chuck, welcome aboard. And, today's Thursday. Let's do it.
Which means tomorrow's Cash Friday, Cash Friday. Oh my God, Cash Friday. We love our cash.
More work. Look at this.
Get the machine going.
Battery's dead. Cash.
Oh, it usually spits out the cash. Don't forget to use cash on Friday or every other day on the weekend.
So I failed.
How so?
I had to use my card this week, Jackie. I made an unexpected purchase that was more than I had cash for first. And then the second one, I had to get my plates renewed. So I just did that online. So,
well, there you have it. Sometimes you have to do that.
I failed. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said last week, we have to subscribe to Zoom. We have to use our card online for that. We're not strictly off the reservation because society does not allow us to do that. But we can keep this alive as best as we can,
Cash
right,
Friday,
Jackie?
Cash Friday.
Okay.
Please use your cash. Yeah, there are some things that you have to use your card for, and it's by design, of course, but we don't want cash to go away. I don't know. How long have you been pretty much cardless, by and large?
Oh, a year. Easily a year. It's like anything else, really. If you're striving for here, if you hit here or here, you're still better than like here, right?
I like it because you get your cash on Friday or whatever, like old timey or Saturday morning or whatever, and then you know how much you're going to spend through the weekend and through the week. You go to the grocery store and pay. Now, the one thing you never want to do is use your card at the self-checkout.
No.
Because they have cameras up there now. Their big brother's watching, especially at the Wally.
Most places are doing away with self-checkout, though.
What?
Yeah, because of the theft.
Wally, go in there. It's like a dome up there. I'll use, oops, I hope I don't get wet. Like a dome above your head at my... And I was having trouble with something. I went in there to buy something. And I had to call dude over at the self-checkout. I'm like, how do you take this off and put this on to the bill? And he goes, well, let's see. And he replayed it. He hit the rewind and the screen showed the top of my head and my arm moving to make the transaction. Oh, yes. Because there is so much theft at Walmart. It's they call the cops now just, boop. Not on me. I'm just saying.
Don't they mostly just let them walk out, though?
No.
On this side of the Mississippi, Jackie, they just let them go. They just let them go. They're like, depends on what they're taking, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's just stay on this side of the tracks, and we won't have to worry about it. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So check this out. I'm going to bring this up. Here in Colorado, our governor, Jared Polis, right? He likes to likes his social media. He likes to interact with people. He posted this. Share screen. This bingo. Okay. You see that? Colorado bingo.
I see.
Okay. Worked out, ran at Red Rocks, Birkenstocks, watched South Park, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, I mean, how long were you in Denver? A long time.
27 years.
Okay. You're adopted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a native. These are cute. They're fun. I like them, but I started my own list. I thought we could.
Okay. All right.
People could mark some of these things off.
Okay. I'm ready.
That like true Coloradans would have done or would know about. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll do like 3 of them. We'll do some next week and we'll just kind of keep this going a little bit. So when you first arrived, Jackie, do you know about the mall crawl? Do you remember the mall crawl?
Now listen, we're talking early 90s. The mall crawl didn't come along till later.
No, the mall crawl was in the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
And if you've never been to the mall crawl, okay, you're truly a Coloradan if you've been to the mall crawl. And those of you who have been will know. Okay. Number 2, have you ever taken the short tour at Coors Brewery? Instead of
straight to the tasting.
Straight to the tasting room. Instead of making the left, you make the right, or it's either way, vice versa. If you've never taken the short tour, you might want to check your Colorado. Okay.
Check your Colorado card at the door.
Yes. Okay. Let's go to, if you've ever sat in the first 25 rows at Red Rocks as general admission.
In other words, waited there all day.
Because that's how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
When it was cool.
I have one. Went to happy hour at Mark's.
Speaking of happy
hour. And stayed for some spaghetti.
It is 4:00 now.
Man, that restaurant is missed.
Man, we had some fun.
I'm telling you, Mark's and Valenti's, people, North Denver. Yeah, the Italianos.
North Denver's on the list. So if you call it North Denver and not the Highlands,
it's North Denver. Highlands, Schmylands.
Exactly. All right.
That Colorado was for bingo. The Johnny Come Latelys.
We've got our own Colorado bingo going on here.
Okay. All right.
Informed opinion, which, by the way, we're holding steady. Our approval rating right now is at 231, which is where it peaked last week. So we're still hanging strong, Selby.
All right. Now, you need to gird your loins.
Girding.
Grab your Florida water.
Got it.
You might even need your moonshine.
Got it.
Followed by your hot water bottle.
Don't got that, man. Come on. Who are you?
The rubber kind, man. You fill that thing up. It is hot as blazes because you're going to need some comfort after I talk to you about this, right? Or your whammy hammer for pain relief.
No whammy.
It's not really happening. It's not really real. Ready? This is what I have to thank Chuck for.
Go.
Ocholi. Did I say it right, Chuck? Okay, you ready? So the second largest radio ownership in the United States is Odyssey. Not Audacity, it's Odyssey. It used to be Entercom. I used to work for Entercom for a long time. Now, they got themselves into a bit of a debt situation. $1.9 billion and they've been in bankruptcy and reorganization court. Well, it just came down a few days ago that, like in the state of Texas or whatever, wherever their parent company is or something, where the lawsuit is that somebody's taking over 400 million of their debt.
Soros.
So please welcome to the Denver metro area, The Who. And I don't mean the rock band.
Soros.
WHO is coming for you. Seriously, yeah, George Soros
won't get fooled again.
You want to look up and see what he owns? He owns a piece of everything. And now he owns a big portion of the debt of Odyssey. Now, locally, those stations in Denver, Colorado include KS 107.5, Alice 105.9, The Mountain, George Soros. So if you want to read about their restructuring support agreement, you can go to odyssey.com/documents. That's second largest radio owner in the United States of America behind iHeart.
That's a pretty powerful dude to have a lot of media presence.
Now, we're talking Boston, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, New York, San Francisco, everywhere, right? All these radio stations. Now, think about that. Why would anybody who invests in everything that is powerful and profitable on the stock market invest in radio when it's not really a very profitable business anymore? Why would he want to take that debt over for Mr. Field?
The audacity of him.
The audacity of it.
This is good, Selby. This is good. The podcast is going to raise questions in your mind. It's going to help you look into these things a little deeper. That's what we want. Am I right? Fair?
Yes. So George Soros is so old and his lips hanging open and his eyes are drooping down to his nose. You're really kind of a scary looking Halloween character. Speaking of the mall crawl. And he put his money into 25 billion or whatever of this equity money. He let his son is now controlling it. So this guy's in his 30s. You can't think that the kid is going to make these decisions on his own. I'm ranting at this point, but this is radio, my entire career.
George Soros is 93 years old.
93.
He's...
Look at him. And try to do a little bit of research about who he is and what he did during World War II and after. And read about his involvement. And he's the guy who stands up there in front of the WHO banners and all that stuff. And
okay.
Shiver.
Okay. Deep breaths.
Where's my hot water bottle?
Get out the Florida water. That was
no.
rough, Selby.
I'm telling you, it really scares me to death. Alice. The Mountain, KS 107. Hello, George Soros Radio. You're on the air. What's your position on total control of the media?
Okay. I got one.
I'm ready.
I think it did get voted down. So do you remember a few weeks ago when I was telling you about the bill here in Colorado that they wanted to allow felons to be able, if you got out of prison, Jackie, remember this story? If you got out of prison, Jackie, and you decided you wanted to be Jack, then you could change your name, even if you had felonies. Felonies, Jackie.
So I could become Jack.
This is stuff that these people are just spending days like worrying about. Is there not anything more pending to worry about than names, things like that? I don't know.
Well,
Help
how
me
about
out here,
the
Selby.
fellows, men and women who are coming over the border who are not citizens? Do you call them immigrants or do you call them migrants? Do you call them illegal aliens?
Illegals. What do you call them?
Becoming policemen and women. And why not?
It's an upside down world, Jackie. It's so crazy. Happy Leap Day.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We got an extra day of this crazy shit that we have to live through every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It will be okay.
It's all good.
We hate to have to bring this sort of information to the listener, but this is what goes on right out that door. You know, this is the things that just stick. And yeah. So we're going to get through this stuff. We've got maybe one or two more things, you think? And then we'll try to lighten things up a little bit and we'll talk about some music and
all right.
And we'll call it a week.
Sounds good. I have another acronym for you.
All you had to say was Soros tonight, though, and it just got like I had to go.
Can you believe that crap?
Okay, what's your next one? Let's go.
Here's your new acronym: CLPS.
CLPS.
Yes, and this is a commercial lunar payload service.
Commercial lunar payload service.
How many times can you do it?
Commercial lunar payroll service. Commercial lunar payroll service.
No, payload.
You're the professional.
Right. The company's called Intuitive Machines, and they are a NASA contractor in Houston, Texas. And they flew one of the lunar landing tinfoil and those really skinny rods and the tinfoil thing and the bad camera angles to the moon.
Okay.
And supposedly
sure. To the moon. There we go. Yeah. All right.
Had a touchdown at the South Pole of the moon.
Of the moon.
If that isn't symbolism for Antarctica, I don't know what is. Anyway.
Was that video that you sent me where the video of the 2024 landing looks grainier and more awful than the clear 1969 landing? Okay.
They're getting us used to something, and I'm not sure what it is. So supposedly this thing landed on the day that we had the AT&T outage, the internet outage, and blew over on its side. One of my coworkers, Davey, says to me, well, it blew over on its side. I go, you're hilarious. It blew. There's no wind. It's the vacuum of space.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry I worked up today. God, Scott.
Easy. Did you bring a prayer at least, Selby?
I did. Now, here's the funny part about this Intuitive Machine. So they landed this thing, and the pictures of it show the logo that says Intuitive. Now, why do you need a logo on a hootenanny in space? Supposedly, the Chinese did a soft landing on the dark side of the moon, 2023, and India supposedly had a landing of some variety. How come that's not the first thing on the news?
Us, and them. Gosh, can they go away, please?
Payload service. Payload. That means that they're in charge of commercial lunar payload deliveries of not just items, but of communications. So it's no longer only in the hands of NASA. In other words, it doesn't have to, it's a private lander.
Okay. Moon landings.
Curtain rods, tinfoil.
Moon landings. Sure.
I'm kind of just being a jerk here, but how could that thing land on the moon? It's made out of just little teeny skinny rods and these little teeny feet, like the foot that's on the bottom of your grandma's chair.
Stanley Kubrick.
Man, if you have never seen his confession on video,
Clockwork Orange.
Man, it is epic.
Okay. All right. Sylvie, thanks for that moon landing update.
Do you have any more bad news? Are you going to let me give it all?
Here's what's funny. There was that big deal this week about Wendy's and the surge pricing and the dynamic pricing. Did you catch that? And then they came back and said they weren't doing it, but that it was like everywhere. But yeah, like all of these companies do that anyhow. Every time you check into a hotel during ski season, it's gouged. It's surged. You know what I mean? Our own energy company here. They replaced all the monitors, you know, and they charge you higher during peak hours for your electricity.
It's a smart meter, isn't it?
Smart meter, yeah. How dynamic is that?
It's a spy weapon.
So this stuff's been going on. It's going to keep going on.
You're right. But why should I become indignant about it? I don't care that they're faking us out on the moon. They're preparing us for some other information. I don't know what it is, though.
You out there, you do your own research. You know, don't take us. We're just raising awareness here. Am I right? That's fair, right, Cash Girl?
Use cash while you can. All right, I've calmed down.
Okay, Selby's calmed down. I'm gonna go to the Bible. So,
we're going to the Bible.
By the way, we were discussing it earlier. The first of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse appeared this week.
Yes.
In London.
Oh my gosh.
The white horse.
If you didn't see the white horse and the 2 black horses traveling across London. Now, London, the city of London, you know, which is separate. It's just like Washington, D.C., if you didn't know. So it's not that broad and it's not that wide. It's just the city of London. I think it's a square mile. Anyway, so clomp, 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 clomp come these 3 horses and the guys in their little, you know, shiny helmets and everything. And the flag, the Union Jack, was masked. In other words, it was wrapped in a black towel. And that was on the day that Jacob Rothschild kicked the bucket.
Wasn't that the same day that we landed on the moon again? And the power went out? Or the phones went out?
Oh,
that was the same day, wasn't it?
Probably.
I think it was. Look it up, Selby. GTS. Okay.
Okay, for those who don't know, we were looking for a biblical reference, and Scott likes to do his thrift shopping. So this is the Thrift Store Bible. It's a little bit different than, you know, your standard King James version.
This is the New International Version is what it says on the cover. So,
all right.
This is Corinthians. Okay. We might have read the whole book of Corinthians. We seem to gravitate towards Corinthians for some reason. What is a Corinthian? Forgiveness for the sinner. If anyone has caused grief, he has not so much grieved as he has grieved all of you. To some extent, not to put it too severely. The punishment inflicted on him by the majority is sufficient for him. Now, instead, you ought to forgive and comfort him so that he will not be overwhelmed by excessive sorrow, searching for the break of day, searching for something to say. Dancing lights against the sky.
Oh gosh.
Giving up, I close my
Oh
eyes.
boy.
Speaking of Colorado,
Yes.
if you do not know what the Caribou Ranch is, you might want to check your card.
Check your Colorado card.
25 or 64 recorded right here in scenic Colorado at the Caribou Ranch. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very nice. Very nice.
Welcome. And
get that from the G Brown page? Or you already knew it?
I don't know.
G Brown, the writer for the Denver Post.
I know what you're talking about.
Or the Rocky. Oh, sorry, G.
We don't have newspapers
anymore.
I saw a guy. My hometown of Arvada, Colorado gives out this free little newspaper. And this guy is throwing a fit on the neighborhood thing because it's littering up his house. Come on, man.
Listen, buddy.
Come on, pal.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to get along here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down the musical road. 1001 songs that you must hear before Keith Richards dies. Okay, we're going to pick 2 songs like we do every week.
All right.
First song, 1968. The Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil.
Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo!
Please allow me to introduce Jackie. She's a girl of wealth and fame. All right. Second song for this week's podcast, Informed Opinion, every Thursday, 4 o'clock, X, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, usually Instagram, but not tonight. Spotify. Second song, 1993, Beck, Loser.
That's a different song that got the L to the forehead, but that's okay. We all know what it means.
Mm-hmm.
That dude died. Not Beck.
It's like, what? That didn't come up on my phone.
Oh, I got the prayer. It's to do with leap. It's to do with leap day. Ready?
Ready to go.
Ready to leap? Ready to take the leap?
Ready to take the leap.
A leap day creates a vibration impact on the dimension of time. Use the energy of this day to bring awareness to something that you wish to leap forward within your life. Assess where you would like to create more time and energy for something and send your intentions out into the universe.
Amen, Selby. Yeah, you're on a roll with the prayers.
Thanks. He's got his feather and he got your whammy hammer.
No whammy hammer. No ice pack.
Dude, you don't have a whammy hammer? It's not true. It's not true.
I might have to get one.
$11 on the old Amazon-y.
Yeah. They might have them at Shields.
It's awesome. All right, pal.
Next week, 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Be liking, be sharing, be subscribing. We are here for you. Drink your water. Love your neighbor. Don't drink your neighbor's water, though.
Don't.
No.
Don't drink your water's neighbor. What is the George Carlin thing? Don't do your, oh, dang it.
You can pick your nose.
Yeah.
Pick your friends. All right.
Okay. Don't forget to check out the Ocelli Effect podcast with Chuck Ocelli. I think you'll enjoy it.
I will. Be good.
You too.